Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we continue our reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized or Sankhya Yoga. And today we will be discussing verse number 14. So let us chant the shloka. It's one very significant verses, all the verses from second chapter. Very practical. मात्र स्पर्शस्तु कौन्तेय
मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय
शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखदा
शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः
आगमापायिनो नित्यस्
आगमापायिनो नित्यास्
तं तितिक्षस्व भारत.
तां स्थितिक्षस्व भारत
मात्र स्पर्शस्तु कौन्तेय
मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय
शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखदा
शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः
आगमापायिनो नित्यस्
आगमापायिनो नित्यास्
तं तितिक्षस्व भारत.
तां स्थितिक्षस्व भारत
Please chant.
मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्यास्तां स्थितिक्षस भारत
Anybody else want to try? Okay, so let's read translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O son of Kunti, Kaunteya, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. They arise from sense perception, O Shayan of Partha, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Purport. In the proper discharge of duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearances and disappearances of happiness and distress. According to the Vedic injunction, one has to take his bath early in the morning, even during the month of Magh, that is January and February. It is very cold at that time, but in spite of that, a man who abides by religious principle does not hesitate to take his bath. Similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen in the month of May and June, the hottest part of the summer season. One has to execute his duty in spite of climatic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight in the religious principle of the Kshatriyas, and although one has to fight with some friends and relatives, one should not deviate from his prescribed duty. One has to follow the prescribed rules and regulations of religious principles in order to rise up to the platform of knowledge. Because by knowledge and devotion only can one liberate himself from the clutches of Maya, the illusion. The two different names address given to Arjuna are also significant. To address him as Kaunteya signifies his great blood relationship with his mother's side, and to address him as Bharata signifies his greatness from his father's side. From both sides, he is supposed to have great heritage, and a great heritage brings responsibility in order of proper discharge of duties. Therefore, he cannot avoid fighting. So Krishna continues his instructions because Arjuna has told, "Please instruct me." So Krishna is continuing his instructions, and before his instructions, he is telling Arjuna how he is uh, in ignorance and he's in false identification. So yesterday we saw that dhirastatra namuyati. So dhira person is not disturbed by the changes in the body, right? And also at the death, the soul passes from one body to another, and dhira is not disturbed. So who is dhira person is specified in this shloka, right? The Shitoshna Sukha Dukkada. So, um, summer and winter seasons come and go because there is no control. There is no our control on the seasons. What we do, we tolerate. Right? We can say several things. Oh, it's very hot. It's very hard. It's but we tolerate the heat. Even if it is winter and if it's very cold, we just say it's cold. It's cold, but we cannot do anything. So what we can do a thing is we only tolerate. We wait for the season to change. So with the natural things, we are accustomed to follow those natural changes, and we are accustomed to tolerate those things also. But when there is happiness and distress and sadness, then we are reacting. Right? So that is our problem. And one who does not react but tolerates those, that person is called dhira, and he is following the uh, religious principles. To follow the religious principles, we have to tolerate so many things, not only this seasonal things, but happiness and distress also. So in Bhagavad Gita, we see at the end, in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, after speaking all the Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says to Arjuna, have you heard this with attention? Is your doubt or ignorance gone? Krishna says to Arjuna. And if it is gone, then now you decide what you have to do. So, after speaking Bhagavad Gita, uh, Krishna is not forcing Arjuna to fight. He is saying, you decide what you want to do. You, if your ignorance is gone, then you think and you take decision. So Krishna is not forcing anyone. He has given us free will, choice of decision making is ours, and this choice we have at every moment. We have choice in our life to take the decisions, and it's our choice how we react to the situation. So we have to tolerate so many things, right? We have to tolerate anger, we have to tolerate the greed, we have to tolerate the lust, we have to tolerate the um, miseries that come from natural or from other living entities. So all these things we have to tolerate. Why tolerate? Because by tolerance we become qualified. So what happens by this is in the tomorrow shloka, right? If you tolerate all these things, what happens? That Krishna will tell in next shloka. But if you are dhira, or your person who can tolerate, then you can pass through the life and its ups and downs without being entangled in it. So when we get angry, uh, our natural reaction is, if we don't like something, we get angry. And when we get angry, it's very natural that we start reacting in different way. But that is a natural course of action, right? And any person does the same thing. But if you want to become dhira, you should be able to tolerate your anger and be steady in that also. So this applies to our day-to-day life, right? So we have so many choices. If we go to, if you are driving a car or vehicle, or you go into for shopping, you are standing in the queue, and sometimes you feel very irritating. The next person which is in front of you is doing his actions very slowly, uh, and you get disturbed by this. Why is not doing fast? Why is not doing? He can easily do it fast, but we don't react. We tolerate. So even if we feel frustrated, we tolerate that thing, and we wait for that person to go, and so that our turn comes, right? Um, so we have choice everywhere. We have choice, even if we go to shopping, or even if the it's the choice, how the choice is ours, like the smokers, right? On each of the cigarette packet, it's clearly mentioned that this is injurious to health and it can damage your health. But the choice is person's choice. He want to smoke, he will smoke. He want to drink, he will drink. And it's our choice. Some people decide we don't smoke, so even if they see this packet, they take a choice. Okay, I will not smoke, or I will not drink. So it's individual choice how we decide the things, and accordingly we get the results, right? So here Krishna is saying that these seasons will come and go. And similarly, the sukha and dukkha, happiness and the pain will come and go. You just tolerate it, because just tolerating it is going towards the progressive path. If you react, you entangle, and then your progress is hampered, right? And nothing is permanent. So the interesting point is he's saying tolerate happiness also, right? Pain, but why happiness? Because happiness is also not permanent. So you cannot be happy always in this material world. It's dukhalayam shashvatam. It is always misery in this material world. So even if you temporarily become happy, it's going to change in some time. So you should not get attached to happiness also. Similarly, you should not get attached to pain also, because it's going to change. Some days, right, we feel like we get up in the morning and we want to go office, but we feel that my fatigue is not gone, my tiredness is not gone, I want to sleep. But we cannot help, right? We tolerate the sleep and we go to office, and the things don't work out. We can feel that today my energy level is low, and the things are just not working out the way I want to work. So some days are like this. So what should be our approach? We have to tolerate that particular day without reacting. If the things are not working out, we should not react and get angry, because by that we create more problems for us by reacting. So better when we feel that a particular day is not working out as per our wish, we tolerate the situation. If it's not the surrounding situation is not favorable, or it's not as we wish, we tolerate. And what we do, so if Prabhupada says, like, uh, even if in winter we take bath, right? So it's not that only we tolerate the cold, we do our duty. The woman will cook, she will tolerate the heat and she will cook. So we have to execute our duty. So if we have decided that, okay, we want to progress on the spiritual path, and the situation is turbulent, right? We have so many challenges, we have so many issues, but just renouncing that is not the solution. We have to move forward, right? So we have to tolerate the wrongs, and we continue doing our religious duties. We continue doing our prescribed duties. We continue doing our devotional services. So by doing these services, we progress towards the path. So spiritual life, right? It's a progressive path, right? There is no end. You will always have different realizations, deep realizations, and higher taste, and higher consciousness. So it's a progressive path. So what we have to do, we have to tolerate the surroundings and the pain and happiness, and we keep doing our services. We should not stop, because stopping the services is not the solution. It will entangle us in some other thing. So better we continue the way we are doing. Try to continue, because Krishna says you keep trying. Yashoda Mai keep trying to bind Krishna in Damodar Leela. That resulted in success. We have to keep trying. We don't quit. Uh, that's not the solution. That's not the correct way. So we have to tolerate and go ahead doing. So there are two names, the Kaunteya and Bharata. So Kaunteya means son of Kunti. And if we see Kunti's life, Her life was full of miseries. uh, Husband died, then she has to or their her sons, they have to go through a lot of pain, then they have to go into exile, then she has to stay alone in Hastinapur. But in all these situations, what did she do? She tolerated whatever happening with her, and she kept praying to Krishna, uh, that keep me engaged in your service. So that's why it's in Kaunteya. So you have example of your mother who has tolerated so many odds, and she's continued her service. Similarly, Bharat, the Chandresh, the dynasty is coming from Bharat, who has done a lot of sacrifice and pain to maintain, to expand his dynasty and kingdom. So, and doing in with toleration, they are doing their duty, right? That is more important. So Krishna is just reminding him that you have these two examples. You are in this dynasty, so you cannot just quit, that I don't want to do, I don't want to fight, I will beg. No, that is not your duty. Your duty is to fight. Even if their relatives are there, you have to fight. And that's why he's saying Tam Stitikshva Bharata. So please stand up and fight, because that is your duty. Tolerate your friends and relatives who are fighting against you, and do your duty, because doing your duty is a religious dharma that we are bound to do. Otherwise we get entangled in these karmic actions. So uh, that way we go down, so it's better you continue. So this shloka is the main point is, whatever the situation we have, positive or negative, we should not get carried away by that situation, but we should observe the situation, judge the situation, and we tolerate it. And after tolerating, just don't tolerate, keep doing the things that you are doing. By doing the things, you will progress. Just not just tolerating, you will not. So tam stitikshma. So you have to tolerate this uh, non-permanent things, and keep doing your duties. So these are the main points. And what happens to a person who, in all the situations, keeps doing his prescribed and religious duties? That will come in the next shloka. Okay. So if any other points or realizations, then please add.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I want to share something.
Yeah, sure.
Um, yeah, in the material life, in the material life, everybody's life, they have happiness and distress. We can use the situation whenever we face happiness or distress.
Mm-hmm.
If we, even materialist people, we
Mm.
can use the situation better. If we handle it in proper way, we can make our life better by experience what we learned from that.
Yeah.
For example, the simple thing is, if the children, especially if they lose mark in the exam, they no need to distressed or get distressed. They can tolerate it and prepare well for the
Mm.
next exam and score better.
Right.
Also, if they get score, also they have to keep it up,
Right.
the progress. I got it. They should not leave it desperate. They have to continue. At the same time, in spiritual path,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have a lot of problems to progress,
Mm.
so that we can fully depend on Krishna to
Mm.
give strength to tolerate the things what obstacles comes in our life, and progress in the path. If we tolerate it and get help from Krishna, if we depend on Krishna, we can progress in that path, spiritual path. So my understanding, so tolerance is important in both for the materialistic people and the devotees in the life.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you very much. So, whichever part of life you are, you have to tolerate. There are so many things which are out of our control, and we don't go to control those things. So just like that, we have to take the happiness and distress and keep moving forward, just doing our duties, and then we get the strength automatically. Any other points?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I feel that like my situation is like I have a small baby, 13 months old baby.
Hmm.
So I feel that from babies also we learn so much, like tolerance, patience,
Right,
because whatever he like does, whatever is so much mischief and so many things is done, like we get irritated also, frustrated also, but we can't do anything because he anyways won't understand anything, so we have to tolerate and patiently we have to handle everything. So I feel that babies also from babies also we learn a lot.
right, right, right. It's not easy to be mother or father, right?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. See, the main point, like with children, we are more tolerant, huh? Because there is a natural affection and love. So when the love is there, you may get angry on your path sometimes, but that is also out of your love, right? So
Mhm.
but that is also one of the way of expressing your tolerance and love. So that is okay. Yeah? That is okay to sometimes get angry or say something to Parth, but that is coming from love. So that is also a way of expressing your love. So yeah, it's true. The kids are the teachers. They teach us to be more and more tolerant. And nowadays, as the kids grow old, right, even if they become teenagers, because of the generations changing so fast, as parents, we have to tolerate so many things, even if we don't like. So,
Mm.
so everywhere we need this quality of tolerance
Mhm.
and just always surrendering to the higher purpose of our existence. Then it becomes, if we keep doing our dharma, then we progress, and that is our duty. So spiritual life is a progressive path. We have to keep doing. There is no end, right? There is no end that okay, here spiritual life finishes. No, after going to Krishna also we have to serve. So we have to just keep doing. That is our work. So that a thought that someday it will end, we have to remove that, and we have to say, oh, we have to. I have to keep going, keep going, keep going. Till when? No, it's. I have to just keep going. I will enjoy. I will get peace. That is the path, right? Progressive path, and that is possible by tolerating all the odds and getting more and more strength. And then at some point, we feel enjoying tolerating also.
Mm. Right.
You will feel enjoying tolerating parts. That is love.
Mm.
You feel happy when our kids do mischievous things, they break things. We feel happy. Oh, he's learning to break the things also. that
Yeah.
is that is love, right? That is coming out of pure love.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what happens if we tolerate and keep doing the things that will come in tomorrow's shloka?
Mhm. Probably one more question I have. The Bharat dynasty is coming. Is Jad Bharat and Bharat dynasty same or different?
It's different. I will send the chart. It's much above Kuru, right? It's Kuru dynasty, right? This Arjuna and everybody is Kuru dynasty. But
Mm-hmm.
Kuru is coming under Bharat. The Bharat is the main person. So I will send that chart. It's a big long chart.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Okay. I think you have sent before in the
I think
group.
yeah. I think the handwritten is there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, I had a doubt regarding that. If
Hmm.
the person is same or different. Okay. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for joining. So tomorrow we will see what happens when you tolerate all these odds and keep tolerate and keep doing your duties and spiritual practice. What happens tomorrow? We'll see. Hare Krishna. Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, thank you for joining every day. Matra Sparshastha Bhante